Well, welcome back to the channel. Me and Monkey are back. Monkey and I just got back from the park, so we're ready to get started on this week's video. All right, Monkey's gonna lay at my feet. Welcome again back to my channel, Dusty Wade at Homeless Surfer. I want to kind of start out by introducing myself more and my family more to you than I have previously. Um, was born and raised in San Diego, California, Pacific Beach. Didn't have a hard life by any stretch of the imagination. Um, Fourth generation surfer in the family. My grandfather settled Pacific Beach after World War II. He bought 3 lots on Law Street when they were just dirt and a street with street lights. That was about it. Um, I grew up there, played football, had a good life. Um, Ended up getting married. This is my wife. That's Donna with my first son, Dylan. Great lady. Miss her a lot. She passed away, by the way. So just in respect to her, he's passed away as well too. So strange how life works out, isn't it? But I had 3 children, man. Beautiful kids. Two and an adopted son later. Ryan's adopted, but he's a different story. We'll go to that at a future date. That's Sonny and Dylan. Like I said, Dylan passed away, so he's now married. And thanks to Suri, I have these two, which are my grandsons. I also have a granddaughter, but I'm more into the dudes. They're fun, man. It's like raising kids, but better. You get to send them home for dinner. But I am homeless. This is the crew. Now you gotta understand that was about 6 years ago when this crew was around. This was right before fentanyl came around, and unfortunately, fentanyl killed everybody but 2 of those guys, and alcoholism. Between those nine, there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine of us. Uh, 7 of them are dead. So there's me in the middle, and the gentleman sitting to my left, as far as I'm looking at it, is Eric. He's probably he's what you call the road dog. So that's my situation there. Um, and that's where I found myself. But keep in mind, and like I said from the onset of the introduction, this isn't about pity. This is basically, let me explain how this came about. I have a tablet, and on the streets, when you're on the streets, you typically have something to entertain yourself with. We weren't sad homeless people with tents and trash, and we didn't want to be noticed. I didn't want to be. I never wanted to look homeless. Rule number one, and there's a lot of rules to this. But rule number one: being homeless don't means you have to look. Does not mean you have to look homeless. There's no reason for it. There's showers from every which way but loose. Sometimes it's cold. I shower at the beach typically, but it can be cold in the wintertime. Last few weeks has been a great example of that problem. Um, Sleep on the sand. You shower at the beach. A couple of the problems you run into with this is that okay, we're gonna have to edit. This is edit round two. Um, no, but like I said, we don't live like homeless people. We live like beach bums, which basically means I sit in this red chair here, as you see me in this picture. Always me in my chair. Very well known for my chair. always, always in my chair, and I love to talk to folks. And folks walking the beach, strangers from all over the world. It's really cool. Been that way since I was a child. You get to meet people from everywhere, from every belief, every ideal, everything. It's really cool, and it gives you an opportunity to really expand the way you look at the world. It's amazing experience. So that's pretty much my day, sitting on the beach watching the surfers, and I can't no longer surf due to my lung issues, and we'll go into that here in a moment. But um, but anyway, I raised my kids. all the way up until, oh, hold on. Let's go back to, yeah, that's where we want to go. Because basically, I raised my kids normally. I was a business guy. Like I said, this was me and my children. I was in advertising. Basically, was a law firm marketing executive. Ran my own company called Legal Guardians International. Um, Also ran a charity at the same time right there in Pacific Beach called Go Green for Education. We did a recycling program with local elementary schools to raise money for programs. Kind of disappointing in a way, honestly, because it was unbelievable how petty people can be. Um, Fighting over who got more money because they donated more cans. And, oh, Lord, and the whole point was to divide it equally amongst three schools in one city, 92109, three elementary schools. They fought over who donated more cans than the next school. And I ended up having to shut it all down because of that primarily. One school quit. You don't have all the participation they want. So anyway, another life lesson that I got to learn. But with all that said, when the kids got out of school, my daughter was 17. She was moving out in 2016. And I was tired. Ran the charity. I ran my own business. Had a little bit of money put away and just decided that one of two things were going to happen. Um, I'm either gonna, I couldn't really work anymore either. Um, Other issues, social issues such as alcoholism, definitely had an effect on that. Started to fall apart a little more, and I just realized that the best thing for me to do, rather than sit there and drink myself to death in the house and use what little money I'd saved to pay rent monthly and probably be out anyway in 5 years or dead from drinking, decided to just shut it all down and hit the street. Um, I'd always, like I said, I grew up down there, sleeping on the sand. It was no big deal. We did it all summer long, my whole life, and my kids did it as well. A bonfire and a sleep bag, and it's a nice night on the beach. And going into it, I really believe that's kind of how I was going to live, sit on the beach, do what I normally do on a Saturday afternoon all my life, chatting to people and watching surfing and watch the sunset, and then go build a bonfire and lay down and go to sleep. Yeah, it turned out to be a lot more complicated than that for sure. Um, but I haven't let it bother me. And I've been blessed because I've always had a positive attitude. I was raised that way. My dad always taught me the glass is half full. And it is. And I'm blessed to have a day. That's all I care about. I got today. So let's use today to make something happen. And one of the greatest things that we kill ourselves with is just saying jump, man. Just jump. Quit procrastinating. Quit doubting yourself. A great analogy is if you're going to jump out of the nest, you might not fly. You might hit your face on the way down on the concrete. But that's fine. That's fine. You might also fly away. So you got one of two options that are going to happen by this decision that you made. Now, if you fly away, you'll figure that out from there. If you crash to the ground, it's not how many times you fell down, it's how many times you get back up, brush yourself off, and get back up there and jump again. Maybe you learn something from jumping. Maybe the path you were jumping to wasn't for you, but there's another path because there's multiple paths. Hundreds of paths, thousands and millions. There's as many paths as humans. So don't let the fear stop you. This year, I'm going to have you follow me. How we're going to do it is I'm going to have a weekly 30-minute video release every Saturday. That is going to be starting not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Today is the 9th of January, 2026. Um, some people think the whole world's falling apart. I don't see it like that. Things change. We're always growing and changing. It's not doomsday, it's a new day. And what we do today is up to us. It's your life. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. It's your choice. And with that choice comes good choices and rewards, or bad choices and consequences. When you go, oops, and one of the greatest things I ever learned is when I go, oops, go, oh, my bad. I'll accept my consequences, get those out of the way, and then move over here and try to make a better choice next time. And that's where I'm at 60 years old at this point. I got a lot of oops, that didn't work in my life. Trust me. That's hopefully I can share some of those. And if you're wise, you listen and go, oops, I don't think I'll do that. Chinese have a saying goes something like this. If you want to know what's coming up on the road ahead of you, ask someone coming back the other direction in front of you. Pretty good advice. So I'll throw that out here and there. But basically, the show is as we go, we're going to go through planning. The next video will be 100%. Let's plan out what we're going to do, anticipate the best we can, kind of what the issues might be with my experience. And you, when you're planning out whatever you're doing, look at your experience and see what could go wrong. Where might there be an issue? And let's have a backup for that. In fact, the whole plan all the way along in this situation, when you're coming from the street, is always have a backup plan for everything. And we'll go into that in the next video. So, anyway, uh, I'm looking forward to the next one. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. I'll be filming. I'm getting an AI camera. I'm going to get the old Ray-Ban, the Ray-Ban AI video sunglasses. Okay, and with that, I'll be able to actually live feed sometimes as well as record as it goes down, what's happening on the street, what people tell me, how the police interact with us, where we eat, where we sleep, the rules that are in the road. Because trust me, one thing about you got to learn real quickly about both living on the street and walking through the neighborhood. You got to know the rules, and they have strict rules, and their rules, when you mess them up, could cost you your life, and that's not even a joke. Like I said, 7 of those 9 men are dead because they didn't follow the rules. Anyway, bless y'all. Look forward to the next one. Monkey, we out. Peace.